Welcome to the wall. In today's video, we'll see how a woman was deceived by feminism and empowered herself, leaving her husband, the father of her children, thinking the grass would always be greener. We'll also explore how women struggle with dating and how the movement of colored hair cannot withstand the drizzle. Before we begin, we want to thank you for being here. Your support means a lot to us. If you like what you see, we invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. We'd also love to hear your experiences in the comments. Your participation helps us grow and reach more people. Thank you for being part of our project. Let's get started.
We asked a woman and a man the same questions, and this was their response.
Would you go for a run in the dark on your own?
No, unfortunately not.
Definitely. Do you cross the road to get out of the way of a group of men?
Yes, always.
No. Do you get scared to go for a walk on your own?
Yes,
No. Do you hate walking past building sites?
always.
I don't. Would you take the quickest route home even if that involves an alleyway?
No, I'd probably go the longer way to avoid it.
Yes. Do you hold your keys in your hands as you walk on your own?
Yes.
No. Do you get told to smile more from strangers?
Yeah,
No. Have you ever been catcalled walking down the street?
every damn day.
Yes. In a good way. I haven't, though.
Here in this video, I want you to notice the differences between women and men. As we see, we behave in different ways, which is why when I see women giving courses to men on how to conquer women, I always imagine that she thinks the world of men is equally privileged as theirs. Like that stupid advice to smile more. Is the man supposed to be a clown smiling at everyone? Men view the world through a different lens than women do. It's like super attractive people, and those who aren't, they don't see the world the same way either. It's like the privilege of the pretty girl who doesn't have it as tough as the less attractive one. But men don't complain about differences. The masculine man understands that's what makes him unique. He understands that being born a man means the world doesn't care about you, because only women, animals, and children are unconditionally loved. Men don't matter to anyone. That's why my advice always is to create your own value and make yourself your best investment.
The question is, when do you settle? When do you compromise? Or do you at all? As for me, I've been single a pretty long time. Never thought it would be this long. I have to admit, when I got divorced a long time ago, I was a little arrogant. I was in my mid-30s, and I knew I was a good catch. Good woman, educated, great career, amazing mom, and I was a great wife. Cook, clean, do all that. So I kind of was a little arrogant and thought, oh, it's no problem. I'm going to be married in 2 to 3 years. Well, it's been a long, long time. And honestly, not even gotten close. And so sometimes, like a lot of women in my situation that I've talked to, that you ask yourself, well, when do you give up? When do you give up on finding the one? Or do you? As for me, I go back and forth. Sometimes I go, well, I just need to be with Mr. Right Now. Doesn't give me butterflies, but he's a good man. He's nice. He likes me. Don't have much in common, but he calls, so I talk to him. Or sometimes you've got the one that gives you butterflies, but he's unreliable and not dependable. He's broke. You got to take him out to dinner. We've all done that. Those are never sustaining long-term relationships. So the question is, do you compromise? Well, where I am right now today, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to compromise. I'm waiting. I'm going to stay optimistic. It gets hard staying optimistic this long, but I'm going to stay optimistic.
No, what happened was you bought into feminist propaganda, believing you deserve everything. You were probably the woman who married a man when you were still nobody. You started your family with this man, but surely you finished your career with your husband's help, got a good job, and started seeing your husband as inferior to you. You felt he held you back, that you deserved better. You started noticing other men who seemed better than your husband, and you became more interested in them than in your husband. You complained about everything, even ended it with him. That man became the process, the path to your destiny. But you didn't take several things into account when you thought the grass would always be greener. First, you were 30 and hitting the wall. Second, you became a single mother. You filled yourself with vanity, thinking that having what you claim to have attracts men, because according to you, you're a woman of high value. Who wouldn't want that great catch? But in the eyes of men, you're just a divorced woman with kids. In other words, trouble. You went out with the chads you liked, but that didn't lead you anywhere. Then you started dating some beta providers, but they didn't give you the excitement that the chad did, and surely they didn't want to commit to you again. That's why they say, I wasn't even close. You became older, hitting the wall harder each time, because the wall doesn't forgive. And to this day, you still believe in feminist propaganda. You should have valued your marriage, honored your vows. She claims to be a great wife.
Like the 4B movement, is that not of the devil? Like, it's literally evil. These women are talking about how they're not going to date men, sleep with men, procreate with men, and all these other things, right? And it's like, wow, like, what are you going to do? Feminism is going to lead these women into dating each other. This is not going to benefit you in any way. This just screams you hate men. Like, imagine if men got on this app and said, oh yeah, we're going to participate in the 4Bs, and we're not going to sleep with women. We're not going to talk to women or date women. You know, we would get shamed for that. Actually, you know what it sounds like? It sounds weird. Like, this literally goes against human nature. You're not going to sleep with men and procreate with men and marry men.
Welcome to the find out portion of Fucking Around, where women literally don't care if we go extinct. Like, literally, women all over the world have decided that if the choice is to be married to a man who treats us like nothing, who gives us no incentive or benefits to being in that relationship, or the population dying off, we will let it die off. Don't worry, it won't, because there are plenty of women who will still sleep with you. But those aren't the women you're going to want. No, you're going to want the women who don't want you. Otherwise, this wouldn't bother you so much. Because it's not actually about wanting what's best for humanity. It's about you wanting to control the women you can't. Also, I think it's cute that you think if you came out and said you weren't going to sleep with women anymore, we'd actually care. Most of us just want you to leave us alone. Also, marriage isn't natural. It's a contract. It's about ownership of property, women, and study after study have shown that men who are married are happier and live longer, but women who are married are less happy and don't live as long. Oh, and sweetheart, it's not about misandry. It's not about us hating men. It's about us expecting men to evolve and be better, and you choosing not to. So if you don't like this, if you don't like the fact that women have said, you know what, we're done, we're peacing out, let it die off, you have no one to blame but yourselves.
Once I heard that people hate the privilege they can't have until they have it. For example, women hate men until the day they have a man in their life. That day, they stop being feminists or when they have a son. It's like they speak as if it's easy to abandon the human sense of wanting to be with the opposite sex because many say that, but they still maintain their profiles on dating apps, still go to places where they can meet men, still make videos criticizing men, and they are the ones you see walking in places like Home Depot, hoping a man approaches them. But they continue with the feminist propaganda. They won't intimidate with men, won't go out with men, won't procreate with men. In other words, they'll stay the same as they've been, hitting the wall and, to top it off, bitter with a cat. In short, they haven't changed anything except their rhetoric, which is why they keep hitting the wall because the wall doesn't forgive.
So last year when my ex and I broke up, I got back on Tinder, first mistake. But we had been together for 5 years, so I did not know how terrible Tinder had gotten. Or maybe I'd forgotten, but it's terrible. It's terrible in my area, terrible in general. And so I just wanted to share a couple of my favorite bios with you. This was one of the first ones I got, and it just made me giggle so much. Outgoing, 2 words, fine. But he also likes food, hunting, fishing, equipment, heavy equipment. They're different. Equipment and heavy equipment. Different. That's all. This guy was here for the holidays. And you're gonna have to read it yourself. My gosh. I just, what more can we ask for? He is Prince Charming. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This one obviously isn't the worst one I've ever seen, but it's special in its own way. Because when you're swiping through and you just see this picture, and at the bottom, before you even click through, it just says, I'm very smart. I'm like clicking through, I'm like, that can't be the only thing on the bio. I'm very smart. See, I'm a Virgo. I'm self-employed. I'm very smart. Duh. Duh. I didn't even last a year on Tinder. No.
Imagine, surely her profile is a great catch. I imagine that description begins like a wish list to Santa Claus. I want him to be 6 feet tall, earning 6 figures, not have dated much, love animals, especially cats, who knows what else. Because that's how she describes her profile, listing what she wants, because she believes she deserves men to send in their resumes for her to choose from. That's why the only one she liked was a Chad, who brings good looks to the table. Tinder for women is a nightmare because there are many more men than women. But since women have to choose, and we all know they always choose wrong, they face many disappointments. They only give likes to the top 20% of men, who usually have more options than she does. This bothers her because it shows her she's not special, and there are more women competing for this man's attention. You should have stayed in your relationship, not ended it thinking your next boyfriend would be around the corner. So welcome to the wall.
There are so many men out there hopping aboard that drizzle movement. I thought I would do my very good duty and give you guys some advice on how to actually land yourself a wealthy woman. So here's what you need to understand about wealthy women. They take exceptional care of themselves. They're vibrant, they're charming, they're physically fit, they're attractive, educated, cultured, and they're often involved in philanthropic causes. They'll want companions to look and act the part because she has many options. There is a long line of men vying for that spot. So, how many days are you hitting that gym? Do you golf? Do you play tennis, pickleball? Are you a pleaser? How's your stamina? Are you well-groomed and well-dressed? Do you smoke? If you have a mouthful of brown teeth from years of cigarette smoking and a scraggly, overgrown beard that is 4 different colors, clean it up. Get some Crest white strips. Get a decent haircut. Trim hair where it doesn't belong. Clothing doesn't need to be fancy. She'll take care of that for you, but make sure what you do have is clean, no holes or stains. Don't look like you rolled out of a laundry hamper. Most importantly, are you a good conversationalist? Are you well read? Do you follow politics? Do you ask questions? Listen, are you a gentleman? Do you care about others? Now, if you are covering most of these bases, you may actually have a shot at landing yourself a drizzle situation. But if you aren't, you're giving other women a really good laugh.
First, you should look up the meaning of lovizna, which is seeking equal conditions when getting to know a man and a woman. It's about making the woman put effort into dating you, making her also contribute to treating you with respect. Second, the most successful women are usually the loneliest. That's why they often feel bad, despite having successful careers, a car, a house, and independence. They wonder why no man wants to get close to them. It's because no man can stand them, neither their character nor their demands. We prefer the young girl from the cafe. Now I ask you, why don't women do what men do for them? Because I've seen, and surely you have too, men getting involved with women who have nothing. But we never see a wealthy woman dating a poor man because her hypergamy won't allow it. That's why we're changing the rules of the game. You also pay for the date, you also give gifts, you also take them on trips, you're strong and independent, you also take care of your man, so later your man will take care of you. Like I said, if you want to be treated like a princess, first earn the favor of the king. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think are the reasons she abandoned her marriage? Do you think women give up being with a man? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.